Today's topic of discussion is toxic people. So in society, you're going to come across certain individuals, both men and women, who are very toxic people. They will be sucking you of your energy, your time, effort, resources, and they're going to try and take you away from your purpose. So you as a person, right, you need to know the signs of what to look out for of a toxic individual and how to effectively deal with them. So first point is narcissist. The narcissist, right, is a prime example of a toxic individual. This person here, right, he feeds off of other people's energy. Yeah. So they're just self-centered and focused on themselves. And they are them type of people who will just literally suck everyone's energy around them in order to feed themselves. They don't have no sense of empathy towards other people. And them kind of people there are just literally like leeches. So you get narcissistic people in both men and women. So the way to spot a narcissist is if, for example, you do something for them and they show no sense of appreciation, no sense of mannerism, no sense of, oh, thank you for your help, and they are just there to just suck you of the favors that you do for them without saying any type of thank you or any type of giving something back. That's a prime example of a narcissist. That person there is just take. They don't want to give nothing. They don't want to contribute. And when you pull them up on it and you tell them, look, this is what I've done for you, they're going to say it as, well, you shouldn't have done that. And they'll just they'll just deflect. So deflect it. They won't even try and acknowledge the favor that you've done for them. So certain individuals, right, who I've dealt with in life, and I'm sure you guys have dealt with them as well. You've done them a favor, you've done them a good gesture out of your own good heart, and then a year, 2 years later, or whatever the case is, they just completely forget about it. So it doesn't even have to be a year or 2 years later. It's just like within certain times, it's within a day or a couple of days or a week. Some people just end up completely forgetting about it. Forget about the fact is that you've done them a favor, and they'll hold it against you. So when you go back and forth with that person, you get into an argument, and then you mention the things that you've done previously, they'll just disregard them. They'll say, oh yeah, they'll just completely ignore it. So that's a key characteristic of a narcissist, somebody who is just really self-centered. And the best way to deal with these people is no contact, which I'll be discussing in the final point after. But that's the way to deal with them. Them type of people there, yeah, you just carry on working on your purpose and you remove yourself from them people. Next point is family and friends. So you're going to have certain family members, certain friends who have narcissistic tendencies within them. They're very self-centered. They're just feeding off of your energy, and they just love to argue. They love to go back and forth with you. They haven't got no sense of purpose in life. They're not doing anything constructive, anything positive. It's just always negative with these kind of people here. So if you're trying to do something and if you're trying to achieve something, they're going to be constantly ridiculing you, constantly criticizing you, looking at, this is what you're doing wrong. This is, you shouldn't be doing this, or you can't achieve that. That kind of sick, dirty energy, yeah, is not going to benefit you, So them kind of people there, you need to limit your contact with them. So this includes family and friends. So certain people that you're dealing with, you're going to have to literally stop communicating with them and speak little to none with them. So keeping it at a bare minimum in order for you to function at your best. Because in order to do well in life across all areas, yeah, anything you're trying to achieve, anything you're trying to do in life, you need to be around good quality people. People who are sucking you of your energy. That's going to limit your potential and limit your growth. And if your potential is all the way up here, right, and then you're trying to achieve those goals and objectives, these negative people are going to cap you at this level here, and they're not going to allow you to grow. They're going to stunt your growth in the process of that. So that's what happens with these dirty, toxic people. So them kind of people there, you keep them at arm's length. Yeah. So if you've got family members who are toxic, unfortunately you can't cut them off, isn't it? So from the deen side of it, you can't cut ties with family. But certain friends who are toxic, right? Straight, by all means, just X them out. Get rid of them. You know, certain times you've been in a relationship with somebody for about 5-10 years, a guy you've had a friendship with, and then something important, something significant happens, and he ends up betraying you or doing something which is against your goals and objectives and against your ethics. That person there, you just cut them off. So with that, right, as I said, family members, you can't cut them off. But with friends, right, they're not your friends anymore. That's what it is. Them kind of people, they just remove them out of your life. And then you get better quality people. And the next point after that is energy. So these people here, they thrive off of energy. Yeah. So they thrive off of other people's energy. So the best way to deal with these people is to give them no energy. Yeah. Don't give them nothing. No ammunition. No sense of talking to them. Zero. Nothing. So then energy, they don't have any energy to feed off of. Because if you're somebody with good energy, positive energy, yeah, that right there, it takes a lot to build up. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of character to develop good energy. But these guys here, these dirty, toxic people, narcissistic people, they thrive off of negativity. Yeah, all they've got is dirty, bad energy, and they need to feed off of positive energy in order for them to function. You know, so if they see somebody else doing well, somebody else trying to achieve something, they're straight away gonna be like, let me try and shut that down, because that makes them feel insecure and deficient from within. It makes them feel that they're not good enough, which they aren't. They aren't good enough because they're playing that constant comparison game, comparing themselves to you. You know, so that creates a lot of jealousy, creates a lot of envy, creates a lot of hatred, and then they're going to be trying to shut you down. And as I said, you literally remove your energy from them, so then that way they're going to die like maggots that they are. And then the final point is no contact. So the way to destroy these people, the way to destroy them mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, literally wipe these people out, is to hit them with no contact. Stop communicating with them. That right there, yeah, sends such a powerful response to their brain, yeah, that they can't handle it. Toxic people, they cannot stand when you just hit them with no contact, because they are so used to thriving off of energy. They think that they're the center of the world. You know, they think that they are the center of the universe and they are the priority in life. You know, so these kind of people there, yeah, there's no point even trying to tell them off or trying to go back and forth with them and try and get your point across, because these people here are literally like brick walls. They don't want any positive energy. They don't want any growth. They don't want none of that. They just feed off of negativity. So them kind of people there, you just cut all attention. You just cut it off. And this is what's going to happen with certain times with women, right, that you deal with. They're going to have narcissistic personalities certain times. So certain girls, right, who have been getting their way for a long period of time, right, these girls here, right, they're going to feel as though, yeah, that you need to do the same thing. So them kind of girls there, you just cut the attention with them as well. Same thing, to let them know that you don't appreciate how she's been disrespectful. So if a woman is not trying to communicate with you properly, you're telling her, look, I want to communicate with you in this way, in a respectful way, and she's not complying with that, and she's literally going back and forth with you, guess what? I'm going to have to part ways with you. We're not compatible. We're not on the same page here. You know, so that's why with certain girls, they're not going to like you for that. They're going to get some other beta male who's comfortable with that. The guy who just takes disrespect all day. But you as a man, right, if you're solid in who you are, you're not going to take no disrespect from a woman who's talking nonsense, or she's not showing you that same level of respect there. You know, so that's really important. Guys nowadays, what they're doing is they're taking all the disrespect from women. These women here have got certain toxic traits within them, toxic characteristics within them, but these same beta males are literally still standing there, taking that abuse. You know, certain women, right, that I've come across, I've had to check them certain times, and certain times I've ended up checking them too many times. And then when I do check them, these same girls, right, it's as though they thrive off of conflict and they thrive off of arguments. You know, so it just shows that person there's got toxic traits within her. You know, so them kind of women there, what I do is I just literally stop speaking to them for weeks and months at a time. That's it. You know, I'm not talking to you until you come back with correct behavior. So just to wrap up, narcissist. So a narcissist is somebody who is self-centered. They thrive off of other people's energy and they want to suck other people's energy dry in order to feed their own ego. You know, so them kind of people there, you just keep them at arm's length. Yeah, you recognize that this person here has got narcissistic characteristics with them, narcissistic traits within them, and you literally cut them off with no contact. Next point is family and friends. So certain times toxic people are going to be in your family and in your friends. And guess what you need to do? Stop communicating with them. You know, you just carry on doing your own thing. You do you. You know, that's what it is. So there's a saying, you do you. That means you do your own thing. So with friends, right, if you've been in a long-term relationship, you can assess that and see whether or not, okay, there's a small disagreement here. This is something we can work on. But if it's something which is a major disagreement, if a guy's, for example, showing cowardice behavior, there's certain people I've had to cut off because of that. Because they were showing cowardice behavior. So certain situations that were happening, let's say, for example, within your community, some situations are happening and then you have to defend your community. But you got cowardice people around you who are not willing to do that. You have to cut the relationship with that. Because that right there, cowardice behavior is completely unacceptable. That's just betrayal. That person there is effectively leaving you and leaving all the vulnerable people, and they're just focused on themselves because they're so cowardice to take action in life and to actually step up to that and to admit that they're a coward. They don't want to admit that they're a coward. So with that, right, you just straight cut them off. And the next point after that is energy. These toxic people thrive off of energy. Yeah, they thrive off of positive energy. So whenever somebody's doing something good, if they see somebody laughing or see somebody having a good time, right, they want to shut that down. They don't like that one bit. So these toxic people, what they'll do is they'll go up to that person, make that person feel as though he's doing something wrong. So certain times when, let's say I'm at work, right, I've come across certain toxic people, right? So if I'm having a good time with someone, a guy will come out, yeah, approach us here, and he'll say, oh yeah, why are you guys laughing? Huh? You guys are always laughing, you know, Just, why is that guy doing that? It's because he's toxic. It's because he feels insecure. It's because that person there is a loser, desperate guy who's trying to suck your energy. He's trying to take your energy because he's negative, dirty, diseased brain, yeah, can't stand the fact is when somebody else is having a good time. And the final point was no contact. So with them kind of people there, yeah, no contact is the best policy for them. You're literally cutting their oxygen supply by not giving them any energy, not giving them no attention, nothing. Yeah, and that makes them really reflect. That self-reflection, that silence, right? That silence kills people. People can't stand the fact is when there's silence in the room. Yeah, that's why you see a lot of guys, if you tell them sit down with yourself for half an hour in the room by yourself, not do nothing, yeah, for half an hour or an hour, you'll see how loopy they become. They won't be able to do it. They need something which is going to be distracting them. So like a TV or a phone, or they need to be watching something or doing some sort of activity or just talking rubbish. They can't stand the fact is when they have to be by themselves. That's what it is when it comes to just being alone. These people here are not able to be alone. Yeah, they need to be constantly sucking other people's energy. So with them kind of people there, best policy is no contact. So That's pretty much all the points covered. I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.